Picture this. You're in the ancient world and you hear a voice calling your name. Spooky, right? Imagine walking through the ruins of an ancient civilization, the air thick with the whispers of the past. The sun sets, casting long shadows over the crumbling stones, and suddenly a voice breaks the silence, calling out to you. It's not just any voice, it feels otherworldly, as if it transcends time and space. This is the kind of experience that has fascinated humanity for millennia, leaving us to wonder about the nature of these divine encounters. In the pages of the Bible, the prophet Samuel heard a voice in the dead of night. He was just a boy, serving in the temple under the priest Eli. One night, as he lay down to sleep, he heard a voice calling his name. Confused, he ran to Eli, thinking it was him, but Eli had not called him. This happened 3 times before Eli realized it was the Lord calling Samuel. Imagine the awe and fear Samuel must have felt, realizing he was in the presence of the divine. This moment marked the beginning of his journey as a prophet, guided by the voice of God. Moses, he spoke with God at a burning bush. Picture Moses, a shepherd in the desert, tending to his flock. Suddenly he sees a bush engulfed in flames, yet it is not consumed. As he approaches, a voice calls out to him from the fire, "Moses, Moses!" It is the voice of God commanding him to remove his sandals, for he is standing on holy ground. This encounter changes the course of Moses' life, setting him on a path to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. The burning bush becomes a symbol of divine presence and guidance, a moment where the earthly and the heavenly intersect. These were seen as divine messages, not mere hallucinations. In ancient times, such experiences were considered sacred, a direct communication from the divine. They were not dismissed as mere figments of the imagination, but were revered and recorded as significant events. These encounters provided guidance, inspiration, and sometimes warnings, shaping the course of history and the lives of those who experienced them. Hindu sages, too, described divine sounds or shruti during deep meditation. In the serene stillness of meditation, they would hear celestial sounds, believed to be the eternal truths of the universe. These sounds, or shruti, were considered the very breath of the divine, imparting wisdom and knowledge. The sages would then transcribe these revelations into sacred texts, preserving the divine messages for future generations. Texts like the Vedas and Upanishads, dating back to 1500 BCE, are teeming with these spiritual experiences. These ancient scriptures are a treasure trove of divine encounters, filled with hymns, prayers, and philosophical discourses that explore the nature of existence and the universe. They offer a glimpse into the spiritual lives of the ancient sages who sought to understand the mysteries of the cosmos through their meditative practices and divine visions. Buddhist practitioners, especially in Mahayana and Vajrayana traditions, often recount visions of bodhisattvas and deities during enlightenment. These visions are seen as manifestations of the enlightened mind, guiding practitioners on their spiritual journey. In the depths of meditation, they might encounter Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva of compassion, or Manjushri, the bodhisattva of wisdom, each offering insights and blessings to aid in their quest for enlightenment. Imagine the Buddha himself having profound visions. Ancient Egypt. The Buddha's enlightenment under the Bodhi tree is one of the most significant events in Buddhist history. As he sat in deep meditation, he experienced a series of profound visions, revealing the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. These visions not only transformed his own life, but also laid the foundation for the teachings that would spread across the world, guiding countless others on their spiritual journeys. Pharaoh Thutmose IV claimed a dream guided him to restore the Great Sphinx. In his dream, the Sphinx, appearing as the god Horus, spoke to him, promising him the throne of Egypt if he would clear away the sand that had buried the monument. Inspired by this divine message, Thutmose undertook the restoration of the Sphinx, an act that not only secured his place as pharaoh, but also preserved one of Egypt's most iconic symbols for future generations. Their dream book was like an ancient guide to divine messages. The ancient Egyptians placed great importance on dreams, believing they were a means of communication with the gods. The dream book, a collection of dream interpretations, served as a guide for understanding these nocturnal messages. Each dream was meticulously recorded and analyzed, offering insights into the dreamer's future and the will of the gods. This practice highlights the deep connection between the spiritual and everyday life in ancient Egypt. And in Greece, the Oracle of Delphi was the go-to for divine guidance. Perched on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, the oracle was believed to be the mouthpiece of Apollo, the god of prophecy. Pilgrims from all over the ancient world would journey to Delphi, seeking answers to their most pressing questions. The Pythia, the priestess of the oracle, would enter a trance-like state, delivering cryptic messages that were interpreted by the priests. These prophecies influenced decisions on matters ranging from personal dilemmas to state affairs, underscoring the profound impact of divine guidance in ancient Greek society. Socrates, the philosopher, heard an inner voice offering moral advice. Known as his daimonion, this inner voice would warn him against certain actions, guiding him towards a path of virtue and wisdom. Socrates considered this voice to be a divine sign, a personal guardian that helped him navigate the complexities of life. His reliance on this inner guidance reflects the broader Greek belief in the presence of divine influences in everyday life. Talk about a divine hotline. Throughout history, people have sought ways to connect with the divine, whether through prayer, meditation, or other spiritual practices. These encounters, whether auditory or visual, provided a direct line to the divine, offering comfort, guidance, and a sense of connection to something greater than themselves. They remind us that the quest for understanding and communion with the divine is a universal aspect of the human experience. In Mesopotamia, Gilgamesh's epic is filled with visions and dreams of gods. As one of the oldest known literary works, the Epic of Gilgamesh recounts the adventures of the eponymous hero and his quest for immortality. Throughout his journey, Gilgamesh experiences vivid dreams and visions, often involving the gods who guide and challenge him. These divine encounters play a crucial role in shaping his destiny, reflecting the Mesopotamian belief in the active involvement of the gods in human affairs. Kings and priests recorded these divine messages on clay tablets. In ancient Mesopotamia, the written word was a powerful tool for preserving divine revelations. Scribes would meticulously inscribe these messages onto clay tablets, ensuring that the wisdom and guidance of the gods were passed down through generations. These tablets, written in cuneiform script, provide a fascinating glimpse into the spiritual and religious life of the ancient Mesopotamians, highlighting their deep reverence for the divine. From Native American shamans to Australian Aboriginal Dreamtime, auditory and visual spiritual experiences were integral. In many indigenous cultures, shamans and spiritual leaders served as intermediaries between the human and spirit worlds. Through rituals, ceremonies, and visions, they would receive messages from the spirits, offering guidance and healing to their communities. The Australian Aboriginal concept of Dreamtime, for example, encompasses the creation myths and spiritual beliefs that connect the people to the land and their ancestors. These spiritual experiences are deeply woven into the fabric of their cultures, reflecting a profound connection to the divine. These encounters were real and sacred. For those who experienced them, these divine encounters were not mere figments of the imagination, but profound, life-changing events. They provided a sense of purpose, direction, and connection to the divine, shaping the course of their lives and the history of their cultures. These sacred moments remind us of the enduring power of the spiritual and the mysterious ways in which the divine can manifest in our lives. Christian mystics like Hildegard of Bingen and Joan of Arc heard divine voices guiding their paths. Hildegard of Bingen, a 12th century abbess, composer and visionary, experienced vivid visions and heard divine voices from a young age. These experiences inspired her to write theological texts, compose music, and advocate for church reform. Joan of Arc, a young peasant girl in 15th century France, claimed to hear the voices of saints instructing her to lead the French army to victory against the English. Her unwavering faith in these divine messages led her to become a national heroine and a symbol of courage and conviction. And in the 18th century, Emanuel Swedenborg documented conversations with spirits and angels. A Swedish scientist, philosopher and mystic, Swedenborg claimed to have experienced visions and communicated with angels and spirits. He documented these encounters in his extensive writings, which explored the nature of the afterlife, the spiritual world, and the relationship between the divine and humanity. His works had a profound influence on spiritual thought and continue to inspire seekers of spiritual truth. These ancient and spiritual encounters remind us that the unexplained has always been a part of our history. Throughout the ages, people have sought to understand the mysteries of the universe and their place within it. These divine encounters, whether through visions, voices, or dreams, offer a glimpse into the profound and often inexplicable experiences that have shaped human history. They remind us that the quest for spiritual understanding is a timeless and universal aspect of the human experience. What mysteries await your discovery? As we continue to explore the unknown, we are reminded that the quest for understanding and connection to the divine is an ongoing journey. Whether through ancient texts, spiritual practices, or personal experiences, the search for meaning and the divine continues to inspire and guide us. What new mysteries and revelations await us in the future? The journey is endless and the possibilities are boundless.